It's Saturday, July 14th, 2018, and welcome to Easy Gamer. I am going to talk to you about a topic that I've actually been contemplating for a little bit. Should I actually do this video? Would I really be sad if GameStop went away, or would I not be sad? I started trying to think to myself. Now, first of all, let me qualify this by saying, if GameStop ever closes, and I'm going to explain why that's a little further off than maybe what a lot of people are thinking. Would I miss it? Well, the first part about it is I would feel bad for the employees. First and foremost, if GameStop closes around, I think what they said is anywhere from 20 to 60,000, depending on the time of the year, could lose their jobs. 20 to 60,000 people could lose their jobs. That's a lot of people. And there are some people that have made a career out of GameStop. Other people that it's just a summer job. Other people it's a part-time job. But it's still a way that they make money. And if they didn't need the money, they probably wouldn't have the job. Now, maybe some of them are doing it just for a laugh, but that's probably a very small percentage. So first and foremost, if GameStop ever closes, if the company ever closes all of its stores, on all the doors on all of its stores, I would feel bad for the employees, the people that work there. But would I feel bad about not being able to go to a GameStop anymore? No. I tried thinking about it. I tried going, okay, what were some of my good experiences inside of GameStops? None that jumped out. Now, did I have some bad experiences? Yes. But most of the experiences were professional, courteous. I want to buy something, they have it, I buy it, and I leave. Any memory after that is created from the game, not from the place. I know that a lot of people sit there and they talk about, it's like, well, I bought this game from GameStop and I have great memories of this game and every. You have great memories of the game. What are the memories of going to GameStop? A lot of people say, well, I was at a midnight buying of it. So you got to wait in line for a long time. That doesn't seem like a great memory to me, but if you met some nice people, if you had some fun conversations talking about the game, then I can see where that's a great memory. I never went to a midnight launch for any game. I just never, it was just never something I needed to do. I never needed a game that bad, and a lot of times games were released on Tuesday. I got to be to work Wednesday morning. I can't do that. The only games I might have done that for would have been maybe early Grand Theft Auto games. So the last time I was in a GameStop was probably 2015, maybe. The last time I bought something from GameStop, 2014. Holiday season, Black Friday. And I bought them online. I didn't buy them from a store. And I have the two games right here. One of them is this game, Monopoly Family Fun Pack. Notice something about this game. And then NBA Live 2015. This was a mistake. I wanted NBA 2K15. But I bought so many NBA Live games in my time. This is the one that stuck out. It was actually cheaper, and I bought this on accident. I didn't want this. But if you notice, both of these games have a nice little sheen on them because they have never been opened. These games are sealed in their packages. Because by about this time, I was getting a lot more into buying digital media. Physical media wasn't a big deal to me anymore. And I loved the instantness of pre-ordering a game, downloading it, and being able to play it right away. Now, you're starting to even notice more and more that it's like if you pre-order some digital games and you pay for the premium version of it, you can play it 4 or 5 days earlier. The Crew 2 let you play the game 3 or 4 days earlier. The Forza games have been letting you play the game 3 or 4 days earlier if you buy the digital Ultimate packages. So I've been buying digital now, probably 2015 and beyond. I've only bought digital. I haven't bought anything physical. I just don't want physical media anymore. And that's what GameStop really is known for, is selling physical media video games. I own a Nintendo Switch. I don't own a single piece of physical media for it. Nothing. That's why I didn't even know where the physical media had, if I was to have physical media, I thought you used SD cards. No, there's a little cartridge slot on the top. You know why I didn't know where it was? Because I never looked for it. I never cared to find it. Everything I bought for it has been digital. I got an SD card to expand the storage because of the meager 32 gigs of storage that you get on a Switch. But it's like I put it in the SD card slot in the back. I didn't even look for a cartridge slot. I didn't even think it had one. I thought you used SD cards, put them in there, downloaded the game, pulled it out, and then put your storage back in. I don't know why I thought that. I really don't. Because how would you use the storage if you have the SD card? Trust me, I didn't know. I wasn't thinking. So I've not bought physical media in a long time. I don't want it. I don't need it. I like the digital stuff. People say, well, what if you lose the console? Well, the system knows that you bought it. You just re-download it. Well, what if you want to play it 20 years from now? You know, the PlayStation 2 is like 20 years old. I love the PlayStation 2. Love it. My favorite console of all time. You know, last time I turned on my PlayStation 2? Probably 1998. Honestly, I don't remember. No, because it came out in like 98 or 99. Or maybe even 2000. Probably early 2000, 2004, 2005. Once I got my Xbox 360, I never turned on my PlayStation 2. I haven't turned on my PlayStation. And I have it out because I keep thinking to myself, I want to play it again. But I never do, because I would rather play my newer games on my Xbox One or my PS4 or the Switch. I'd rather play the newer games because there's so many great new games out. So physical media, I explained in a video where physical media, it only accounts now for about 21% of sales. 79% are digital when it comes to video games. That's a huge chunk. But here's why GameStop's probably not going anywhere anytime soon. They have over 7,000 stores. They closed 150 stores in 2017, and they still have 7,117 stores in over 10 different countries. Over 10, not 10, over 10, 10 to 15, somewhere like that. They have a lot of, I'll tell you, there's other retail companies out there, big retail companies that have over 2,000 stores. They're gigantic companies. If they were to close 150 stores, that's a hit. 150 stores, when you think about it, out of over 7,000 stores, what, like 2% of your stores? You just take stores that aren't doing very well and you close them. That's just most companies do that. If you have a store that's just not quite performing the way you want it to and it's losing money, you have to close it. Otherwise, it just doesn't, make sense to keep it open. Sometimes you'll have stores that don't make money, but you keep them open just so they're in that community. They may not be making a lot of money, but at least they're in the community, and the rest of the company can kind of make up for one slow store, 10, 15 slow stores. So, like I said, I tried to come up with, a lot of good memories from GameStop, and I couldn't do it. I had for the most part, they were professional. They were courteous. But I remember when I went to buy my first Xbox 360, I decided I wanted a refurb model. And GameStop guaranteed their refurb model, so I bought the first one. Took it home, plugged it in, didn't run, didn't work, so I took it back. I got another refurb model. Took it home, I had my copy of Grand Theft Auto 4. That was the game I bought for it. I put that one turned on. I was like, yes, it's working. Put the game in, close the disc tray. All of a sudden I hear this grinding noise and then the thing stops. So I hit the eject button to try to get the game disc out. It won't come out. The disc tray won't open. So of course I take it back and I bring back the empty box now of Grand Theft Auto 4 and I put it in front of them and I say, I need another refurb unit and I need another Grand Theft Auto 4 because mine is trapped in this one. So the lady proceeded to tell me, it's like, and this all was happening in the same day. The lady proceeded to tell me, it's like, we don't have any more refurb units. So I had to bite the big one and pay the extra money for a brand new one. They replaced the Grand Theft Auto 4, and I bought a brand new Xbox 360. Not the greatest of experience, but the 2 refurb units were garbage. But the brand new one still works to this day. I have that. That is still my Xbox 360. I had another instance, and I think I did this in another video. I had Grand Theft Auto 5 sealed in the package from the Xbox One. None of my friends had bought it yet. Nobody was playing it. And I thought, man, did I just waste my money on this thing? Because it's like we played it on the 360. Maybe we were just done. So I went to go take the game back. Still sealed. Remember, Grand Theft Auto 5, one of the best-selling games of all time, still sells incredibly well. They wouldn't take it back because it had been out for 2 months. And I told them, and I had the receipt. It's still sealed. They wouldn't take it back. That's not a smart decision. So I took it home, and it worked out good for me because I kept the game and I played it. My friends eventually got it, and we all played it and had a great time. But the fact that they wouldn't take this game back, shows that it's like, guys, the thing was a great selling game and you wouldn't take it back. GameStop also had kind of that problem with where they were kind of telling their employees, force the used games on them because they make more money on the used games. Well, I got to a point I didn't like buying the used games because they're $55. If a game's been out for not very long and they have a used version, it's only $5 cheaper than brand new. Well, give me the brand new one. I'd rather have the sealed package. So obviously, because I still have sealed games. So I actually had one time where they told me this, like, well, I don't think we have any new ones, but I could give you a used one. I said, well, how much is the used one? Well, it's $54.98 or $54.98, whatever the price was. And I said, nah, it's only $5. I'd rather have a new one. And they go, well, I don't think we have any new ones. And I said, well, can you check? Well, they opened the little drawer behind there, and I can see in there they had like 10 copies. And they go, oh, yeah, I guess we just got some in or something. It's like, okay, that's fine. Whatever. And they gave me the new one. But it's like you can sit there and kind of see that it's like GameStop has always kind of made it to where they say, try to sell the used ones because they make more money off of them. So, I don't have, like I said, I don't have a lot of great memories of GameStop. I don't. I have okay memories of GameStop, and I have memories of GameStop that is not the greatest, but it's not something where it's like it's ever been egregious. I've never had a bad experience with the people. The people have never given me a bad experience. They've always been, for the most part, polite, and they've always been professional. So I've never had one of those things where it's like I've gone in there thinking to myself, what a jerk. Never had that. It's just not the greatest of experience. Even when I had to keep replacing the Xbox 360s, the lady was very nice. The person who was working there, she was very nice, and she just kept, doing all the stuff that she had to do, and she felt bad that it's like it kept happening. And that's why I say, if the GameStop ever closes, I'll feel bad for the people, because they have a lot of nice people that work there. So my memories of GameStop, it's just a retail place. And I didn't really dedicate all of my purchases to GameStop. I used to buy from Media Play, Best Buy. I would just buy wherever the games, wherever I was at and I saw the game. It was not like I ever exclusively went to GameStop. So to me, it's just another retail company. If it closes, it'll be sad for the people that work there. But otherwise, I don't get my games that way anymore. I buy them all digitally. I download them directly. On launch day when they're ready to go, I can start playing the game immediately. A lot of the games I like to play don't have midnight releases. They just don't. Well, now it's like if you download the game, it's ready to go. Other than maybe having to download a day one patch that they might have to fix a couple of things. it's ready. And I can start playing it. When Forza Horizon 4 comes out, I think it comes out at 10 o'clock on the 28th. I can't remember the exactly, but it comes out usually at 10 p.m. because it tries to come out by, I think, like 6 a.m. in the UK. But at 10 p.m., I'll take a short nap after work, and then at about 10 o'clock at night, it's like I'll try to make sure I'm wide awake, and I'll start playing the game right there, and just play it pretty much all the next day. Whereas if I was gonna get a physical copy, I would have to wait till the actual day of release. I would have to wait until GameStop opened, and I'd have to probably wait, even if I took the day off, that's still waiting till 10 in the morning before I could get the game, which means I gotta go down there, gotta go get it, come home, wait for the game to install, then if there's a day one patch, wait for that to happen, and then play. By that time, it could be noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon before I get to play it, whereas the digital way, I've already been playing the game for more than 12 hours by that point. So I'm not big on physical media anymore. I have a ton of it still. I have probably 50 or 60 PS2 games, 50 or 60 Xbox 360 games. I even still have some physical media for the Xbox One and the PS4. Not a lot, but I have some. But let me know what you think. Do you still like physical media? Like I said, the next generation of consoles, I think the next two generations of consoles will probably have physical media, but I'd say the next generation will be the last one. And it won't be optical. It will be cards or disc-based. And I probably should have said cartridges or something like that, like the Switch does. But it will be smaller than, a disc that's about that big, so that the machines can be made smaller. So, I don't know. I just don't buy physical media. I like the digital stuff. I like to just download it right to the hard drive. I like the fact that I can delete a game off of my hard drive and the game knows, or the system knows, I bought it. So if I ever want to put it back on, I just have to re-download it. No big deal. And I don't, once I get the next generation of consoles, I usually don't go back and play the old one. Maybe someday I will, but I've been playing video games for almost 40 years. And I usually don't go a generation back and play the games. I just don't. I continue to move forward. But I know there are a lot of other people, they love to play their older systems. They do. They just think it's a kick in the head. But let me know what you think. Will you miss GameStop? Do you buy all your physical media from GameStop, or do you buy it from Best Buy, or do you order it from Amazon and have it sent to your house? Do you, is it something that do you think what I think? GameStop's probably not that close to closing. I think GameStop's going to be around longer than we think. I think GameStop's probably got 10 to 15 years in it. I know that there's a lot of rumblings, and I think they're going to get bought out by some New York investment company. And this New York investment company, it sounds like it's one of those companies that will gut them a little bit and might close a lot more stores if the sale goes through. But of course, that's all speculation. There's no proof of any of that, and the sale hasn't even been approved. And so the fact that they're still kind of in this. But there may be sweeping changes that come in the next few years, and we may lose a lot more stores. But it may be because they're just trying to trim the fat, and they're trying to make themselves a lot leaner and meaner, so that they can go forward. And maybe with things like the Nintendo Switch being such a great success, and the Nintendo Switch having physical media, we might continue to go forward. And if the physical media is only this big, and you can put them in little pouches with your Switch, who knows? Physical media might be around even longer than even I think. So that could keep GameStop around even longer. So I'm not going to root for them to close down, because I don't want all those people to lose their jobs. I just choose not to shop there. I don't shop there online. I just choose not to spend my money there anymore. So but do you still spend your money there? Do you have a GameStop with people that have been there for years that you have a great relationship with and you love to go in and talk to? I never had that. Every GameStop I ever went to, every time I went in there, it seemed like they had somebody new. It's just like, a high turnover rate. So maybe it's just because I never got to experience those GameStops where they had that guy or that girl that had been there forever who you could, talk games with, who you got along with, who I just never had that. Like I said, professional and courteous every time I went in. Never felt like I was having a bad experience with the people, but the pricing on the used games, although there were some of those times where they'd have those really good sales where it's like you buy you buy two and you get the one free, and so you go and you buy those two used games and you get another, one for free, and it's just like you feel like you got away with something when you really didn't. But it's like, yeah, it's like I got 3 games for like $45, but you're happy. You walk away happy from it because you got 3 games for $45, and and you think to yourself, it's like, well, I know GameStop still made money on that. But back then, you don't think that. I guess maybe now because I'm older and I know a little bit more. It's like, I know that GameStop wouldn't have done that if it wasn't going to make them money. And I guarantee you, they made money. So they make money on all their used games. They do pretty good for themselves on that. So, like I said, I just kept rambling and kept going because this was just one of those videos I didn't know if I should make it. Will I be sad if the company of GameStop closes? I will be sad for the employees, but I won't miss the company. I don't have those great fond memories that other people have. But do you have any great fond memories? I'd love to hear them. I mean, I love to hear the good stories. I just don't have a lot of them for myself. But I'd love to hear the good stories that you might have. And tell me if you'd miss them or not. Maybe you're like me, just won't miss them. You don't use them anymore. You're not rooting for them to close. You just won't miss them if they do close. So let me know down in the comments below. With all that being said, to the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for the freedom.